Hey y'all, I just wanted to take just a little bit of time and talk with you about just different things, things that aren't enough to put a whole video on it, but things you might like to know or just things going on. And the first thing is, you know that I'm watching my grandson several days a week, and so it's real hard to excuse me, video then. So I'm having to try to make like a couple videos in a day, or maybe even more, so that I can have something up for y'all during the week. And so if you see me in the same clothes, that's why. And the second thing is, I know my hair looks crazy bad. And I told my husband this morning when we got in the car for church, I said, I know my hair looks terrible, but it just wouldn't do anything today. And his sweet words to me were, well, my hair looks bad too. So that told me my hair really does look bad. But this is just what I could do for today. So some of the things I wanted to just show you and talk about, first of all, is I got a card, and I get a lot of cards from y'all. Sometimes I get gifts, and whether it's a card or a gift or just a handwritten note, please know that I appreciate everyone and the time you spend writing to me. It blesses me. I get so excited every time I get or I hear from y'all. So please know that I do appreciate it so much, and read it and love it and keep it coming. But I got this card from Lori Gibb. And what makes this card so special is she wrote a very sweet note, but there's an angel on the front. And she said that the face of this angel looks like my Caitlin. And I looked at it and I agree, and I wanted to show it to you and see what you thought. She's just got a beautiful face. And so, Lori, thank you so much. Thank you for your sweet note. And for this beautiful angel, it means a lot that you would send that. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Also, I got a cookbook from a gentleman named Eric Drain, D-R-A-I-N. He's the author. Now, he did not tell me he was sending the cookbook. I have not spoken to him. He's not asked me to share the cookbook with you. He just sent it. And I wanted to say, after I look in it, that I feel like this is a perfect cookbook for a beginner, or for someone that's always, like say a working mom, that you're trying to put dinner on the table after working all day, or you have to take the kids to softball and ballet and you're just limited on time. And so the name of his cookbook is I Don't Want to Cook Cookbook. And it's not that maybe you don't want to cook, but maybe you just are limited on time. So he has got a book full of these very short, delicious sounding recipes. There's, I was trying to see, 341, I believe. 341 pages of recipes. And there's just everything you can think of, and you can see how short they are. They just get to the point. Most of them don't use a lot of ingredients. It sounds delicious. He's got some very good recipes in here. And like this one is cheeseburger fries and cheeseburger pie. And So I just wanted to tell you about this cookbook, and if it's something that you think you could use, you know, maybe you could check it out. I'm sure I didn't even look, but you probably, well, I got this through Amazon. What do they call that? I can't remember. But anyway, I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. Maybe you'd like to look it up and see for yourself what you think. But I recommend it. I'm going to sit down and look through this, and I'm sure I'm going to find some recipes to cook. So, Eric, thank you for sending this to me. And like I said, he has not asked me to share it. I'm not getting anything from him for sharing it. I just shared it because I think that it would be beneficial to y'all. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, if you remember, I think in May, I had a video, and on that I said, where is my couch? Well, let's talk about that. I do not have a couch still. I'm going to try to remember everything that happened about that. I ordered the couch from Amazon, and when I ordered it, they set a delivery date. But the hours, like between 3 and 5, the date, and all that. So when that day came, I waited until the very end of the day, like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it still wasn't here. So I called the delivery company, and they said that that really wasn't a delivery date, even though they took down the hours that it would be delivered in, and the day and all that. And now I don't remember what they called it, but it wasn't really a great excuse, but they just didn't have it. So a couple weeks later, I got a call from them, and they told me they had to send my couch back to Amazon because it had been damaged. So they did that, and I waited a couple more weeks or so, and I got a call from them for a delivery, to set up a delivery date and time again. And so we did that, and this time they did deliver it on that date and time. So they brought the boxes in, and my son-in-law, the one that helped me with the mattress, he came over and put the couch together, and it was missing a piece. So I called Amazon. I took a picture for the lady I talked to and sent it to her. And so she said I could do one of two things. I could keep the couch, and they would give me $200 and some, and we'd just call it even. Or I could get a new couch, or I could just return it altogether. And I said, well, could you just send me the piece to that couch instead of, you know, it's crazy to have to pay shipping and all that for another whole couch when all I needed was that piece. And she said no, they would have to send the whole couch. And I said, well, that's what I want, is the whole couch, because if you buy something new, it just wouldn't feel right if I had a missing piece. So they sent a whole nother couch, and the man who delivered it was driving a transfer truck this time. And so I said, if we have a truck stop about 4 or 5 miles from me, and he knew where that was at, and I said, well, if you want to stop there, my son-in-law and husband will meet you there, so you don't have to try to get that transfer truck in the neighborhood. So he was grateful for that, and they went up there and met him. And the truck driver and my son-in-law got in the back of the truck, opened up all the boxes, which my son-in-law said he knew which box it was in but it wasn't in there. It wasn't in any of the boxes. And so they were supposed to pick up my old couch and leave the new one, but it's the same difference with them just going ahead and taking back the one they sent. And it was a lot less work on the truck driver having to bring all that in and out. So he went ahead and took that back. So I called Amazon and told them that, now this is the third couch I'm talking about. I told them that the back wasn't on that. So on that set either, and she said, well, it's odd that two couches would both be missing the same piece, and that they were going to suspend selling that couch until they talked to the manufacturer, and that they would try to get the manufacturer to just send me that one piece, and that's fine. So a couple weeks later, I hadn't heard anything from Amazon, and I got a knock on the door, and it was a delivery truck, but they were coming to pick up only one piece of the couch, the damaged, or the piece that didn't have the one part to it. And I said, well, do you have another one that has that part to replace it? And they didn't. And so they were just gonna take the piece to my couch. And so several phone calls were made. And they were somehow under the assumption that the truck driver had left that one part of the couch with me and that I had two. And I said, no, I've just got just the regular pieces, no extra pieces of the couch. So what wound up is they took the couch and issued me a refund, and that's that. So like I said, they said they were going to suspend selling that couch until they found out what the problem was with it having that one missing part in two boxes. And I checked on Amazon several times, and they had never suspended selling it. So I don't know what's what, but I'm on the lookout for a couch again. And I want to get something not really crazy expensive. I just want to get something well made, because with kids and grandkids and us and all, I don't want something to tear up. I want it to last a long time. So I'm just looking for that. And right now our living room has a recliner in it, and that's about it. Some decorations. I've painted most of it. I need to finish up with that. And so that's the story of where is my couch. And then my eye procedure, I had it done on my left eye about 4 weeks ago, and I'm doing great. I can see so much better out of it. And I go back this coming week to just be checked. And then in about a week and a half or 2 weeks, I have this eye done. And then I'm going to be done with that, except for the follow-up checkup. And I'm just really happy, because before I found out what was wrong, I just had all these ideas that I was going to go blind and all this. So anyway, that's how that goes, and I'm doing great. Randy is still dealing with his back problems. We thought at one time it was going to hurry up and he was going to get a surgery and everything would get better for him. But since he's been dealing with the VA and his back since 2005, I guess they're still not in a rush to help him. But he is using the choice program right now, which means you can go to a civilian doctor, and the doctor is an excellent doctor, and we're just hoping that pretty soon he can get that surgery and feel better. And then my garden. I was so proud of my garden, and when Randy went in the hospital trying to go see him and keep the fires burning here at home and watering the garden and all. I kind of neglected the garden, and we had lots of hot days and no rain, and so my garden just built up to a bunch of weeds. And so what I'm gonna do, my friend on here has a channel called Adare Chaos. Her name's Angie, and she's got a sweet mama, and she's a sweet lady. And she has these black tub-like things, kind of like troughs or tubs or something. Anyway, if you watch some of her videos, you'll see those that I'm talking about. And so I want to get 4 of them, and I want to put them in that cage because the ground really was terrible. It was just kind of like clay and not rich at all. And I did put some fertilizer on it, and that helped the weeds grow faster. But I want to get some of those troughs like Angie at Adare Chaos has, and have my garden in that, and I won't have to bend over so far, and it'll just be easy to keep it weeded. So I believe that is all that I have to talk about today, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Please do something good for yourself. Please do something good for someone else. Sometimes you might not know it, but you're the only one that takes time for a person, and it's a blessing to them. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.